In the heart of Africa, nestled between the golden savannas and dense forests, lies the village of Umfolozi. This village, with its thatched roof huts and vibrant community, is where our tale begins. The villagers of Umfolozi live in harmony with nature, drawing sustenance from the land and the wisdom of their ancestors. Amahle was a beloved member of the community. Known for her kindness and strength, she was respected by everyone in Umfolozi. Amahle's husband, Thando, was a skilled hunter and protector of the village. Together they embodied the spirit of their people, resilient, loving, and deeply connected to their heritage. One day, Amahle announced that she was expecting her first child. The village erupted in joy, for the birth of a child was always a cause for celebration. Women gathered around Amahle, sharing stories of motherhood and giving her advice, while the men prepared for a grand celebration to welcome the new life into their midst. As Amahle's pregnancy progressed, she felt a deep connection with the child growing inside her. She would often sit by the baobab tree, the oldest and most revered tree in the village, and talk to her unborn child. She spoke of the beauty of their homeland, the strength of their ancestors, and the love that awaited the baby. The night Amahle went into labor was one of the brightest nights Umfolozi had ever seen. The sky was adorned with countless stars, twinkling like diamonds, and the air was filled with the sounds of crickets and distant animal calls. Inside Amahle's humble hut, the midwives gathered, ready to assist in the delivery. Amahle's labor was long and arduous, but she remained strong, drawing strength from the women around her and the love she felt for her child. As dawn approached, the baby finally emerged into the world, but what the midwives saw took their breath away. In Amal's arms lay a beautiful baby boy with skin as pale as the moon. He was as white as snow, a stark contrast to the deep ebony of his parents. The midwives were silent, their eyes wide with astonishment. Amahle looked at her child, her heart filled with love and confusion. "What does this mean? How can this be?" she whispered, tears streaming down her face. The midwives, equally bewildered, decided to seek the counsel of the village elders. They wrapped the baby in a soft cloth and carried him and Amahle to the elders' hut. The village elders were the keepers of Umfolozi's wisdom and traditions. They had seen many things in their long lives, but the sight of Amahle's baby left them speechless. They examined the child carefully, noting his healthy appearance and serene demeanor. Elder Zuberi, the oldest and wisest of the elders, spoke first. "This child is a gift from the ancestors, a symbol of unity and diversity. His birth reminds us that we are all connected, regardless of the color of our skin." The other elders nodded in agreement. They decided to consult the ancient scrolls and seek the wisdom of the spirits to understand the full significance of the child's birth. In the meantime, they assured Amahle and Thando that their child was special and should be cherished. As the boy, named Kwesi, grew, he became a beacon of hope and unity in the village. Despite his unique appearance, he was loved and accepted by all. Kwesi's presence reminded the villagers that true beauty lies in our differences, and that these differences make us stronger. Kwesi was a curious and intelligent child. He loved exploring the village and its surroundings, always eager to learn more about the world. He would spend hours by the river watching the fish swim and the birds flutter overhead. The other children were initially curious about his pale skin, but they quickly accepted him as one of their own. Amahle and Thando made sure that Kwesi learned about his heritage. They told him stories of their ancestors, teaching him the values of courage, kindness, and respect. Kwesi listened with wide eyes, absorbing every word. One day, while playing near the baobab tree, Kwesi discovered a hidden path that led to a secluded part of the forest. Intrigued, he followed the path and found himself in front of a cave. The entrance was covered in vines and the air inside was cool and damp.
Kwesi carefully entered the cave, his heart pounding with excitement. As his eyes adjusted to the dim light, he saw that the walls were covered in ancient paintings. The paintings depicted stories of the past, tales of unity and harmony among different tribes. Kwesi felt a deep connection to these paintings. He knew that they held important messages from his ancestors. He spent hours studying them, trying to understand their meanings. When he finally emerged from the cave, he knew he had to share his discovery with the village. He ran back to the village and gathered the elders. "Come with me," he said excitedly. "I found something amazing!" The elders followed Kwesi to the cave. When they saw the paintings, they were filled with awe and reverence. Elder Zuberi placed a hand on Kwesi's shoulder. "You have found the Cave of Ancestors, a sacred place that holds the wisdom of our past. These paintings remind us that we must continue to embrace our diversity and work together as one." Kwesi's discovery reignited a sense of pride and unity in the village. The villagers celebrated their heritage with renewed vigor, dancing and singing songs that echoed through the night. Kwesi became a hero, known for his wisdom and bravery. As Kwesi grew older, he continued to study the paintings in the cave. He learned that each painting told a story of cooperation and friendship between different tribes. He realized that these stories were meant to teach future generations the importance of unity and acceptance. Kwesi decided to share these stories with neighboring villages. He traveled far and wide, spreading the message of unity and harmony. His words inspired many, bridging gaps between communities and fostering a sense of collective identity. Kwesi's journey took him to many different places. He met people from various tribes, each with their own unique customs and traditions. He listened to their stories and shared his own, creating bonds of friendship and understanding. In one village, Kwesi met Elder Nia, a wise woman known for her knowledge of the stars. Elder Nia listened to Kwesi's story with great interest. "Young Kwesi, your journey is just beginning. Continue to spread your message far and wide, for the world needs to hear it," she said. Kwesi took Elder Nia's words to heart. He continued his travels, always seeking new opportunities to spread his message of unity. Chapter 8. The Test of Faith. One day, Kwesi arrived in a village that was plagued by conflict. The villagers were divided, each group blaming the other for their problems. Kwesi knew that this village needed his message of unity more than ever. He gathered the villagers and told them the stories he had learned from the Cave of Ancestors. He spoke of the importance of working together and embracing their differences. At first, the villagers were skeptical, but Kwesi's sincerity and passion began to break down their barriers. Slowly, the villagers started to see the wisdom in Kwesi's words. They began to talk to each other, finding common ground and working together to solve their problems. The village was transformed, becoming a place of peace and cooperation. Chapter 9. The Return to Umfolozi. After many years of traveling, Kwesi decided to return to Umfolozi. He had learned much on his journey and was eager to share his experiences with his people. When Kwesi arrived in Umfolozi, he was greeted with great joy. The villagers had missed him and were eager to hear about his adventures. Kwesi gathered everyone around the baobab tree and told them the stories of his travels. He spoke of the different tribes he had met, the challenges he had faced, and the friendships he had forged. He shared the lessons he had learned about unity and acceptance, and the villagers listened with rapt attention. Chapter 10. A Legacy of Unity. Kwesi's return marked a new chapter in the history of Umfolozi. The village became a beacon of unity and acceptance, attracting visitors from far and wide. People came to hear Kwesi's stories and learn from his wisdom. Kwesi continued to teach and inspire, sharing his knowledge with future generations. He became a revered elder, known for his kindness, wisdom, and unwavering belief in the power of unity. Under the same stars that witnessed his birth, Kwesi's story became a legend. His life was a testament to the power of acceptance and the beauty of diversity. He showed the world that no matter our differences, we are all part of the same human family. Epilogue. The story lives on. Years passed, and Kwesi's story continued to be told. His message of unity and acceptance resonated with people from all walks of life. The village of Umfolozi thrived, its people living in harmony and celebrating their diverse heritage. Kwesi, now,